Hey, YouTube, I am back with another video. I need to set up my camera so I can do this in a more formal setting, but I've been a little bit busy lately, but I've been wanting to get this out because I think it's so important. I'm hearing so many people, both men and women, making this about race. So when men ask the question, should, we stop dealing with Black women? And when Black women are saying, should we stop dealing with Black men? Meaning, should we just have relationships with non-Black people in order for the relationship to work? The answer is simple. No, because that's not the issue. I think so many people are making it about race when it really is about the behavior. See, unhealthy and toxic behavior, it goes beyond race. It transcends race. So what you have to understand is no matter what the race is, the behavior could still be there. Because when you imply that it's the race, that means you're saying that other races have no issues and that they have no toxic behavior. And that the only reason why you're saying that is because the only people that you've really dated are within your racial group. So you just assume if I leave, it must be better. This is literally saying the grass is obviously greener on the other side type of situation, which is not always greener. It's not always better, or may appear to be green, but you don't know what type of toxic materials is used to get that look. So what I'm saying is women are women, no matter what race. So men, you can say it however you want, but I'm a woman. Yes, we have different perspectives depending on our upbringing, and so many other things. But at the end of the day, that's why women stick together in some of these relationship type issues, because we understand each other, just like men. So if you find a guy who's saying what you're thinking, and most guys are like, yeah, because men know men and men are having the same issues. And just like women are having the same issues. A good example would be that it has nothing to do with race. Just to give you an example, a lot of men are saying they're tired of waiting on women. As far as like when it's time to leave and you have somewhere to be, and they're like, you know what? Every time it's time to be somewhere, she's always in the bathroom, still getting dressed. She cannot leave on time. That has nothing to do with race. It's a behavior. The reason why sometimes we stem or we put issues and we stem it to race is because typically certain racial groups or religious groups, things like that, like Christianity, Muslims, things like that, you're probably going to have, if those in the same community, they kind of have the same idea and perspectives. A good example would be a lot of Blacks may grow up in single family homes. So some of the issues are going to be the same. A lot of women have certain behaviors and characteristics. Doesn't necessarily boil down to race. Like, for example, a lot of Black men could say that Black women altogether are not feminine. No, that's not true. There are feminine women, but there are a lot of issues. But it also stems from a lot of other things, like growing up in a single family home, growing up, and if you have parents who grew up in certain eras where they did not believe in being traditional, but they believe in being independent, they're going to put that down on their children, and then it becomes generational curses. Having children too young, so the young is teaching the young, and you haven't grown in wisdom. A lot of those things. So you have to understand the only reason why you think that it has to do with race is because that's all you're dating. So you don't know anything else. But just like men can say, or just like women can say, I've worked with a lot of women of all different races. And I'm going to tell you, some of them are catty, all ages, okay? All ages, all color. I'm a woman. I know women. Women sometimes are catty. They're vindictive. They are conniving. And some of them are sweet and girly, but I know women. Just like you men know men. You've probably worked with a plethora of men of all different races and ages. And at the end of the day, you're going to say men are men. So you have to understand that it has nothing to do with race. It really does have to do with your upbringing and why some of us, have some of the same types of attitudes and behaviors. But if you want to fix the issue, you fix the behavior. And what you do is you don't stop dating a race because of the behavior. You say, when you go into that relationship, these are the things I will tolerate and these are the things I will not tolerate. A lot of times men say, well, when women do this, which I do believe women should be feminine, period, no matter what the situation. I don't believe the whole I'll be feminine when type idea. But what I do think is, I think that men should get to the point where they start making decisions, what they're going to do in a relationship, making their standards. And when they do that, women are either going to fall in place or they're just going to go be with some beta male or some male who will take them as they are. But you don't. You don't waver, men. Don't waver. Make your standards. And they either adhere to it or not. It's just as simple. So I think that it will work. My husband, he had standards. He said what he would and he wouldn't do, what he would and would not accept. And I had the same, idea. I had my own standards and I adhere to his, or we wouldn't be together. And right now we have been married for almost 12 years. So you have to understand that this is nothing to do with race. All right. Take care.